with success. Hi, I'm Abby Grimion, your host of Common Sense, and today we're featuring Smog City Brewery and Taproom, a business that's taking their love for craft beer and their love for the community and combining it together to make themselves the toast of Torrance.
The story of Smog City, it goes way, way back. My husband and I moved out here from Philadelphia together, and we'd been into craft beer, but when we got to California, the craft beer movement was, just exploding. And so my husband started drinking the local craft beers, tasting them. He was filling grocery carts with them, and it became somewhat cost prohibitive to continue this amazing little hobby he had. So I asked him to try and brew.
When you first walk in, take a look around and feel the Torrance breeze blowing through, and you'll realize that Smog City is not your typical brewery.
It was an audible click when I watched him brew that first time, where he shifted from creative and scientific into one little piece. Brewing beer is chemistry, it's microbiology, it's art, it's all these other different skill sets. And you bring them together, it takes a very unique type of person to be able to create a product from that.
And that happened when they least expected it.
My husband and I working together in a movie poster company. I was the photographer. My husband was a pre-press professional, so he did all the printing and color matching. And one day, my husband came into me and said, "I think they're laying off half of our company." And I immediately started crying. And he said, "It's okay. If this happens, I'm not going to stay in this industry. I'm going into beer." This was in June, and we were getting married in October. And I said to him, we have no house, no job, no kid. If you're gonna do it, make a big change, let's do it now.
And with that, the foundation of Smog City was being laid to become a legacy brewery in Los Angeles.
There was no Eagle Rock, there was no El Segundo, there was no Strand. None of those breweries existed. And so he would volunteer his time at whatever brewery would accept him, and then he would sometimes drive an hour outside of the city just to go work for a guy who would give him an opportunity to clean a keg. What I love about what my husband did is that he literally worked from the bottom up. He has done every single task or job in this brewery. When he asks his employee to do a task, he's done it himself.
But Smog City didn't start out with a name that's so synonymous with Los Angeles.
Open Door was the original name for Smog City Brewing. It was every week we had new beers coming out. We had a 2-tap kegerator. We needed somebody to drink it. So we had an open door policy.
But that open door allowed for change to come to the budding brewery, and their branding was born.
And then we came across Smog City, and we kept coming back to it over and over again. And at first we were concerned about the negative connotation. We said, well, everybody's got this beautiful brewery name. It always envisions fields and rivers and mountains and all these perfect things, right? And then we're coming in with this term Smog City. And so we flipped it on its head. We created a logo that has a very organic and natural feel to it. We really push our commitment and dedication to the environment through our 1% for the Planet partnership. And it's also super memorable. So we wanted a brand that would root us in Los Angeles. But if we went outside that market, we sold in Northern California or other states, people would still know that it comes back here.
Smog City has become one of the largest breweries in Los Angeles County, brewing beers that truly speak for themselves, satisfying every palate and preference.
We brew a huge variety of beers. We have Little Bo Pils, which is our light lager. That is what I would call our gateway beer. That's the one, if you're a Budweiser drinker or Corona drinker, we're gonna get you on board with craft beer by moving you into the Little Bo Pils. We have Smog City IPA, which is a beautiful, well-balanced West Coast IPA. Saber-Tooth Squirrel, it's a hoppy amber, which kind of satisfies the hop cravings of an IPA drinker, but the malt balance of someone who likes more of an amber or a red ale, which is more like me. And then my favorite, the Coffee Porter, which is a GABF gold-winning beer. It's coffee, chocolate, roast, balanced. It's beautiful. It's like having a beautiful iced coffee in the middle of the day. Then we also launch into more esoteric beers, ones that are more creative, ones that are more outside of your typical beer drinker's comfort zone. Sour beers where we blend grape juice, we do fruits, the beer that you go, oh, I didn't know that was possible. That's awesome. This is exciting.
Don't chug that beer. When we come back, we'll continue to tell the story of Smog City by taking a tour and find out what it's really like in the day of a brewery. But first, trivia. Who was the first person recorded using hops in the process of brewing beer? That and more when we come back. Now, the answer to our trivia question. Who was the first person recorded to use hops in the brewing process of beer? The first person documented to use hops in the brewing process was the Benedictine nun Hildegard, abbess of Rubiksburg, Germany, around the year 1150. Hildegard recognized the preservative quality of hops and wrote that they may be added to drinks so they may last so much longer. So, what's it like to work at Smog City? Advantages include a relaxed atmosphere, a creative use of flavors and tastes, a company that is community and environmentally minded, and best of all, you're surrounded by beer.
5 years ago when we opened here at Smog, it was my husband and I and one guy who walked in off the street. In 5 years, we've grown to 25 employees, and every single employee we have here is a passionate craft beer nerd. They love the industry, they love beer, they love talking about the process, and I think that's one of the things that really sets us apart. We hire only the best employees that come to us, the ones that are really passionate, and it sometimes slows us down. Sometimes that means we can't grow as fast. We don't take that for granted. We think it's important.
What keeps customers happy is recruiting and rewarding the best of the best for their employees, and Smog City does not disappoint.
It's very important to us that we maintain our employees, that we keep them, we retain them in this company, and that we show them that we care about them and that they're important, valuable parts of this business. We do special events, experiences, group parties where we all bring each other together. We bring our group together to really build team. It's really important for us to create an environment in which they don't want to leave.
So, with the diversity of talent in a brewery, what is a day actually like working at Smog City?
Mayhem. It's 13 people running in 13 directions all at one time. It's a bit crazy, you know, there's so much going on. We're bottling, we're packaging, we're brewing, we're cleaning, we're doing office, we're doing tap room, and it's all happening at the same time. In the beginning, when we first started, it was so quiet and it was almost peaceful and zen-like. And now when I walk out, I'm like, oh my God, there's all these people here.
And having a great working relationship in the city has allowed Smog City to improve their facilities for more space and enjoyment by their patrons.
So I want to tell you about my patio. I always dreamed of having an outdoor space, and I never thought it was possible. And finally I went to the city and I asked them if it was a possibility. So we now have an outdoor patio. We have shade, we have picnic tables, we bring food truck in 3 or 4 times a week, and we create this beautiful space where you can kind of move between indoor and outdoor. And we're really proud of it. It's changed the atmosphere of Smog City. It's made it even more family friendly than it ever was.
And the customers who come into the tap room are just as much as fixtures as the beers that headline their brewery.
Well, in our tap room, we have an extremely diverse customer base. We span all generations, all backgrounds, all work classes. You know, we have a lot of retired guys, and we have local professionals. And so it's a really interesting, diverse group of people that come in day after day. Our locals and our regulars have a neat little small niche that have been growing and growing. And my favorite is I just read a review in which somebody came in for the first time and they specifically commented on our regulars. And they said they're so friendly and inviting, and they want to share the love of Smog City, and it's infectious. We also just recently launched coloring pages using Smog City artwork, and you can come in and color. And my favorite is that I come in and I see tables of men coloring together, and I think that is a testament to our clientele and to this industry as a whole, that it is no judgment and all welcoming to all people.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll find out what Smog City Brewery and Taproom is doing to give back to the community. But first, more trivia. What people group wrote a hymn to the deity of beer containing the recipe to make the highly prized drink? That and more when we come back. Welcome back to Common Sense. So, the answer to our trivia question. What people group wrote a hymn to the deity of beer containing the recipe to make the highly prized drink? An ancient Sumerian tablet, written in cuneiform, is inscribed with the hymn of Ninkasi, the goddess of brewing. The hymn was a drinking song dedicated to a female tavern keeper, containing a recipe for beer. The lauded ingredients for the mead include sweet aromatics, malt, mash, and honey. Giving back to the community is at the heart of Smog City Brewery and Taproom.
We give back to our local communities all the time. We participate in nonprofit organizations and donations and silent auctions and all those things. For Smog City, it's more than that even. We try and combine our brand and our relationship with other organizations that relate directly to who we are. So if you, for instance, drink our Kumquat Saison, that's one of our biggest partnerships. We partnered with an organization called Food Forward. We partnered with them because they were harvesting kumquats, but they didn't know what to do with them. They couldn't offload them on any of the food shelters. We take their kumquats, we make a beer called Kumquat Saison, which won a silver medal at Great American Beer Fest, and we sell it out into the market, and then we donate back 15% of the profits to the organization. Instead of just having a tap room where people come in, we're giving back, we're building community, we're trying to make a better world.
So out of all the cities in South Bay, why Torrance?
Why Torrance? Well, it's the best. Torrance is the best. Torrance has gotten better with age. The longer we've been here and the more we've been part of this city, the more we've found that it is a unique city that truly is invested in its small businesses. So when we came in, we went to Strand, and I was talking to Rich, who's one of the owners, and I told him that we were looking for a location for our brewery. And his response was, "Don't go any further. You found it. This is it. Torrance is your home." And Torrance got it. They had Strand and they had Monkish already in the works, so they understood what we were bringing to the industry.
In addition to a great business environment, Torrance has allowed Smog City to network with local retailers to entice more fans of craft beer.
We sell about 80% of our distribution in the South Bay. So a huge, huge portion of the beer that goes out of this market goes directly into the community that's immediately adjacent to us. The local Whole Foods, local Costco, local Trader Joe's, and also Bevmo and Total Wine. They always have our beer. They're always promoting local, promoting us as one of the South Bay breweries. And I think that's really special.
And making a great company with great employees that contributes to the greater good is part of the reason why Smog City received the Small Business of the Year award.
This year we were elected as Small Business of the Year by District 66 Assemblymember Almer Suchi, who is a huge supporter of small business and the environment. So between the two, we're a perfect partnership. Smog City in 2017 joined 1% for the Planet. It's an organization that partners small businesses with environmentally conscious organizations. And as a company, we've committed 1% of our gross sales to supporting and protecting the environment. We want to have a lasting legacy in this city, and we really want to leave this earth as best we can.
Thank you so much to Smog City Brewery and Taproom for welcoming the Common Sense production team to the brewery. Whether you're a beer novice or a home brewing connoisseur, you can head over to Smog City Brewery and Taproom at 1901 Delamo Boulevard, or head to their website at smogcitybrewing.com. And while you're online, head over to our Facebook page, Common Sense Torrance, to see what happens behind the scenes. And hey, why not give us a thumbs up too? And to see more Common Sense episodes, please subscribe to our YouTube page at Torrance City Cable. So whether you're in search for the perfect summer saison or you're looking for that perfect Pilsner, I'd like to thank you for watching Common Sense, where we take a rare behind-the-scenes look at local business and explore their secret to success. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.